All right. So as you settle into this child's pose, just start to let go of your morning. Start to refocus your mind. Start to observe how your body's feeling. Notice if there are any tight spots, any areas that might need a little extra attention. And most importantly, start to notice your breath. Notice where it's moving in the body. If it's into the back and sides of the rib cage or in the front. And see if you can start to deepen your breath. So send it into the back and sides and just slow down the length of time it takes to breathe in and out. So extending the inhales and exhales. And on each exhale, see if you can make your hips sink a little bit lower towards your heels. Take about 2 more rounds of breath right here. Now gently start to tiptoe your fingers towards the right side of your mat. Take your nice side bend here. Left hand can stack over right, left hip sinks back towards the heels. And imagine breathing into the left side of your rib cage. So as you inhale, that whole left side expands, creating kind of an arc down the left side of your body. 1 more round of breath right here. Inhale, tiptoe your fingers back through the center. Then exhale over to the left side, same thing. Right hand stacks on top, right hip sinks down nice and low. Breathe into the right side of the rib cage, noticing the stretch here. Maybe it's the same on this side, maybe it's different. 1 more breath. Inhale, tiptoe your fingers back to center. Find your active arms in child's pose. So come to your spider fingers, kind of the fingertips here. Engage the triceps so the elbows come off the mat. Think about using your arms to actively press your hips back to the heels and engage the low abs. Take 1 full round of breath right here. Now allow your palms to come flat and inhale, make your way to your tabletop position. Establishing hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Moving into our cows and cats here. So inhale, drop your belly, bring your gaze high to the sky, open through the collarbone. And then as you exhale, curl into your cat. Feel the tailbone tuck, belly button into the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze high again. And then exhale, curl into your cat, starting to mobilize all those little muscles in the back. Inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze up. Exhale, curl into your cat. From here, come back to a neutral spine, flatten out the back. Crown of the head reaches long, tailbone reaches in the opposite direction. Reach your right fingertips forward, left leg back. As you take an inhale, establish your balance. Then exhale, curl into that crunch, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, find your crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, find your crunch. And then inhale, extend, bend your left leg, reach back with the right arm to grab that foot. Start to kick into that hand, create your back bend here. Feel the stretch in the front of the hip, the quad, and even the right arm. 1 more round of breath, kick more on your exhale. On your next inhale, gently reach your arm and leg long. And exhale, hand and knee come back to the mat. Doing the same thing to the other side. So left fingertips reach long, right leg reaches back. Establish your balance as you inhale. Then exhale, find your crunch underneath you. Contract into the core. Inhale, extend everything long. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. And then inhale, extend, bend your back leg, reach back with that hand and kick into your foot, create your back bend. Feel that length through the whole front side of your body. 1 more round of breath here, kick more as you exhale. Next inhale, reach the arm and leg long. Then exhale, hand and knee come back to the mat. From here, inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, send your hips high, downward dog. Take a moment in this down dog. Do whatever you need. Maybe you pedal out the feet. Maybe you bend your knees to feel some compression in the ankles. Observe how your hands are feeling, how your arms are feeling in this first down dog. One more breath of movement here. Start to find stillness in your down dog, so heels lower towards the mat. The quads activate, pulling up on the kneecaps. The pelvis tips so the tailbone can lift nice and high. And your hands and all 10 fingers press the floor away from you. Take one full round of breath here in this downward dog. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high, three-legged dog. Open the hips, bend the knee, take a moment, take whatever stretch feels good here. Maybe circling the ankle, waking up those muscles there. Then inhale, straighten out the legs, square off the hips. Then exhale, find a little crunch. Knee comes in towards the chest, moving through kind of a high plank position to contract the core. Inhale, three-legged dog again, right leg extends up. Then exhale, right foot lands back in your downward dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, left leg reaches high, open the hips, bend the knee. Take a moment, circle the ankle and knee, stretch the front of that hip. Then inhale, straighten it out, square the hips. Exhale, knee crunches in towards the chest. Imagine touching your knee to the nose. Inhale, reach the left leg high. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot meets the right. Bring your gaze forward, start to walk your feet to the top of your mat. Find your rag doll here. So hip width distance in the feet, let the knees bend a lot, let the torso hang over the thighs. Arms can go wherever it feels good, maybe opposite elbows, maybe interlacing behind the head. Just make sure the head is nice and heavy here, so it's the heaviest part of the body. Take one more round of breath, sway a little bit if that feels good, maybe shake the head yes and no. Final inhale all together. Exhale, release the arms, keep your bend in the legs and roll up through the spine nice and slow. Let the head be the very last thing to come up. Once you arrive, big shoulder roll up and back, expand through the front of the body. Then step the feet together underneath you, establishing your mountain pose or Tadasana. Remembering how important this is for kind of finding our standing balance later. So make sure your feet feel flat on the floor, all 10 toes. Your legs root down, and as much as the legs move down, the crown of the head reaches up. Arms reach down by your sides, palms facing forward, core is engaged. As you inhale, reach your arms high, let your gaze follow. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a moment here, bow your chin, close your eyes. Set an intention for your practice, something to focus your mind on. Then sealing that intention in with a breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Start to find your Ujjayi breath now, sealing the lips. We breathe in and out through the nose, creating that little constriction in the throat that makes kind of our oceanic sound, but the sound is a result of the breath. We're not forcing it. Take 3 full Ujjayi breaths here. Let it start to create heat in your body. Final one. Now blink your eyes open. Maintain your Ujjayi breath as we move into our practice. Inhale, reach the arms high, let your gaze follow. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, take your forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Then exhale, plant your palms, step back into a high plank, knees up or down. As you inhale, shift your weight forward if your legs are straight. Then everyone lowers in one piece, all the way down to your belly as you exhale. Keep the hands where they are, untuck the toes, and inhale, baby cobra. Top of the chest lifts, but feet stay pressing into the floor, so just the top part. Exhale, release the chest down. 2 more times, inhale, baby cobra, maybe hover the hands, minimal weight in those arms. And exhale, release the chest down. 1 more time, inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, release the chest down. 2 options, tuck the toes. As you inhale, you can either press through your tabletop or your high plank for a little extra upper body work today. Then everyone exhales back into their downward dog. Take 2 full Ujjayi breaths here. Bring your gaze forward, step your feet to the top of your mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, find a little twist, make sure the hips stay square. Inhale, right hand to the backs of your legs, left hand reaches up. Then exhale into your spiraling back bend. Feel the left fingertips reach up and back. Keep pulling your left hip back in opposition to the shoulders. Inhale, start to bring the torso upright, untwist as the right arm reaches high. Then exhale, left arm back, right arm forward, twisting the opposite way. Inhale, hand to the back of the legs, fingertips reach up. Then exhale, back bend. Reach the fingertips up and back, keep pulling the right hip back. Inhale, start to come upright, untwist, reaching the left arm high. And then exhale, forward fold, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, plant the palms, step back into your high plank. Take an inhale here, then exhale, chaturanga or lower to your belly. If you take your chaturanga, make sure the elbows are bent to 90 degrees. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. Finding that nice back bend here. If you're in your up dog, legs are really active. Then everyone exhales to their downward dog. One full Ujjayi breath here. Inhale into your high plank, so roll back forward again. Now you can either stay on your hands or come down to your forearms for your forearm plank. Either one is a great option. Once you establish your plank, we're coming to our side plank. Right side is our base first today, just to switch it up a little. So start to roll to the outside of the right foot, left fingertips reach high. Now we did this on Tuesday. Start to bring your left foot to the floor so that the right leg is free underneath you. From here, extend that right leg forward, just first outside of the foot on the floor. Inhale, start to lift that leg up using the inner thighs, then exhale, release it down. We do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Final one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Then inhale, come back to your side plank and shift to your high plank. So both hands come to the floor. From here, we move right to our other side. So shifting to the outside of your left foot, right side is up in the air. Now let that right foot come down to the floor so the left leg is free. Bring the outside of that foot to the floor as your left leg straightens. Inhale, lift your left leg, engage the inner thighs. Exhale, foot comes down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring your left foot back by your right. Shift to a high plank, both hands on the floor or forearms. Then exhale, make your way to a downward dog. However it feels good to get there if you were on your forearms. One full breath here. Now bring your gaze forward, step your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. If you have your block nearby, grab it as you come up, or run and grab it if it is not nearby. Inhale, just start to come all the way up to standing, arms just come down by your sides. So taking our same balance exercise that we took on Tuesday, bring your feet to about hip width distance, and I'm going to face on an angle so you can see. We're placing the block in between the thighs so that you feel your inner thighs engage. Now you can adjust your feet as needed. Usually it is around hip width though with the block. From here, inhale, reach your arms high to the sky, and just take a moment to feel that weight evenly between both feet and that squeeze of the blocks on the inner thighs. Now start to shift your weight to your left leg and hover that right foot off the mat. It involves a little hike of that hip. Take an inhale here to find your balance. Now as we exhale, we hinge forward from the hips, fingertips reach back. We're aiming for a flat back. Be direct with your drishti, your focal point, so choose how you want to focus your eyes. Now that right foot's still up. As we inhale, bring the torso back upright, reach the arms high. Then exhale, right foot plants. Doing that on the other side, so shift your weight to the right. Inhale, hover your left foot, flex it really strong. Keep the core engaged as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Find your nice long spine here. Keep your balance on that right leg. Inhale, start to bring the body upright once more. Then exhale, left foot lands. We do that one more time each side. Inhale, shift to the left, right foot hovers off the floor. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Reach the fingertips back. Inhale, start to come back up again. I know it's less time this time. And then exhale, right foot lands. Last time, shift to the right. Inhale, left foot hovers off the mat. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Then inhale, right back up again, bringing the torso up. Keep that balance. And exhale, left foot lands. From here, make sure your toes are pointed straight forward. Inhale, chair pose with the block in between our thighs. So bend those legs. The feet are still about hip width distance here. Your weight is shifted back towards your heels. Now start to shift your weight towards your toes, but keep your chair and lift the heels. Start to come to that really, really high ball of the foot. Now extra challenge, maybe you start to hinge forward from the hips, reaching the arms back behind you. Keep squeezing your block. That's your oppositional stability here. One round of breath once you find your hinge forward. Now with control and not lowering the heels, see if you can start to bring your torso upright, maintaining the shape of your legs. Inhale. And then exhale, bring both heels down to the floor. One more inhale, sit a little deeper in your chair. And exhale, forward fold. Remove the block from between your legs as you go down. So heel your feet back together underneath you, toes come to touch. Inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step your left foot back, setting up for warrior one on our first side. So left heel spirals to the floor. As you inhale, you reach the arms up. Checking the squareness of your hips, right hip back, left hip forward. As always, low abs are activated, so we feel that lift on the front of the pelvis. Take an inhale, gentle back bend, shine the heart to the ceiling. Then exhale, hands come down to frame your foot, low lunge. Now second high plank variation, if you want to come down to your forearm, you absolutely can as always. As you inhale, start to draw your right knee into the chest so the foot hovers off of the floor. Start to shift to your side plank. Left side is our base. Coming to the outside of the left foot, reaching the right fingertips high. Now bring your right hand to the front of your right knee and carry the leg to the side. Gently release, but hold the leg there, reaching the arm up. Maybe today you try extending that leg without holding on. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the leg. Now keep the leg where it is. As you inhale, find your high plank. Notice that suddenly the glutes and back of the leg have to engage like crazy. Step your right foot back on an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, moving through a vinyasa, or just press back to your downward dog. Whatever feels good right now. Once you reach your downward facing dog, bring your gaze forward, travel your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch underneath you. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, right foot steps back, setting up for warrior one on the other side. So press that heel into the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Check your squareness here, bend deeper into that left leg. On your next inhale, you find your little back bend, heart goes to the ceiling. Then exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot, find your low lunge. Now, same shift here. As you inhale, draw your left knee into your chest. Then start to shift to your side plank and reach the left fingertips high. Leg is still in front of us. From here, left hand comes to the front of the left knee. Carry it to the side. Establish that squeeze, then release the leg. Leg stays where it is. See if you can start to straighten the leg. One round of breath. Inhale, start to bend that leg, keep it to the side, move to your high plank with the knee in towards the armpit, engage that glute. Inhale, step back to your high plank. Exhale, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever your arms need right now. Once you reach your downward dog, we get 3 full ujjayi breaths right here. Final breath. Bring your gaze forward, travel your feet to the top of the mat, toes come to touch. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, traditional one, so legs are together. We're sitting nice and deep into those legs. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. Now from here, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and inhale, start to reach the hands down as you lift the heart. As you exhale, find Ardha Utkatasana, half chair with your bind. So fold the torso over the legs, belly essentially comes into contact with the thighs. Now here's the hard one. Imagine you're squeezing a really thin block between your legs. We start to shift the weight towards the toes and lift both heels off the mat. Keep that inner thigh engagement. This might be plenty today, otherwise, you can start to straighten those legs, trying to maintain your belly to thigh contact. One breath wherever you choose to go. Start to bend your legs if you straightened them. That's the hard part. Keep your heels up. And then everyone exhales, bring the heels down. Inhale, release your bind. Reach the arms back up into your traditional chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Release over the legs. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back, warrior one. So spiral that heel down. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're only here for one more round of breath, so you bend deeper, then take a little inhale, heart opener. Exhale, hands come down to frame that foot, low lunge. This time we're not moving to side plank, we're just inhaling to our twist. So right fingertips reach high, stacking the right shoulder over left. As you exhale, horizon lunge, so come to the outsides of your feet. Start to lower those hips, targeting that stretch in the outer legs. Right fingertips reach towards your left foot, look towards your right fingertips. On your next inhale, start to lift the hips, squaring your body off. Then exhale, lizard. Both hands land inside of your right foot. Back knee comes down, right foot, toe heels out slightly. Feel free to stay on your hands or come down to your forearms. Just find your stretch in the front of your hip. We have about 4 breaths here. Two more breaths. Start to come back to your hands if you went to your forearms. Then toe heel your right foot in between your hands. Keep your back knee down. As we inhale, find Anjaneyasana. So lift the arms up, gentle back bend here. Then exhale, half split. Shift your weight back towards your left leg. Straighten the right leg, flex the toes towards your face, particularly your right pinky toe. Then keep pulling that hip up and back to square everything off. Keep reaching the collarbone towards the toes. We have about 3 to 4 breaths right here. Final breath. Inhale, start to bend back into your right leg. Tuck your left toes, engage the leg so the kneecap comes off the mat. Inhale, shift forward, lift your left leg to 90 degrees. Maybe take a moment to find your warrior 3. So bring your hands to heart center, lift the torso slightly to make your capital T shape. Hips stay square to the floor. We're not here for long, so as you inhale, bring your fingertips back to the floor. Exhale, left foot meets the right in a forward fold. Release the chest down. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, right foot steps back, setting up for warrior 1. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend a little deeper in your leg. Inhale, gentle back bend. Then exhale, hands come down to frame the foot, low lunge. Inhale, left fingertips reach high, twist towards your front leg. As you exhale, horizon lunge, come to the outsides of your feet. Feel that stretch into the outside of your left leg and maybe your glutes. That's where I feel it today. On your next inhale, start to lift your hips up again. Square everything off and exhale, lizard. Hands come inside of that foot. Let your back knee come down, untuck the toes. 4 to 5 full breaths here, hands or forearms, whatever feels good. Enjoy this stretch. Make sure your core is still supporting you though. Two more breaths. Gently start to come back to your hands if you're not there already. Toe heel your left foot in between your two hands. Back knee stays down. Inhale, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, take a little back bend. Inhale, back upright. And then exhale, half split. Shift your weight back towards your knee, flex your foot. Toes back towards the face. Trying to keep your left quad really active here, so we're not just sitting into the back of the left knee. We're keeping it super active. Make sure your spine stays long so we don't round forward over the leg. 3 breaths. Next inhale, start to bend back into your left leg, hands frame that foot. Tuck your toes, engage the legs so the kneecap comes off the mat. Inhale, shift your weight forward, back leg comes to 90 degrees. Work to your warrior 3 for just a moment, bringing the hands off the mat. Come to heart center. Make sure the hips are square, right leg is active. 1 more round of breath. Take an inhale, bring your fingertips back down to the floor. Then exhale, right foot meets the left, forward fold, release. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen. Then exhale, downward dog. Plant the hands, step the feet back, hips lift up nice and high. You get 3 breaths here. They can be cleansing or ujjayi, so figure out what your body needs right now. If you do need to release some heat, make sure they're really big size so you can release some breath. 2 more breaths. Find your ujjayi breath if you let it go. And then on your next inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step through between your hands, setting up for crescent lunge. Back heel presses forward. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take your thunderbolt. Bring the chest forward, fingertips reach back. Make sure the belly's not resting on the thigh. That's going to make this next transition way harder. So as you inhale, shift your weight towards your right foot, finding your airplane pose. Lift your left leg behind you, chest lifts forward, arms reach back, lots of energy here. Only 1 more inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Right leg bends, left knee taps the calf, hands come to heart center. As you inhale, start to stand up to your one-legged Tadasana, hands reach high. As you exhale, right hand to the hip, left hand to the front of the knee. Now working that same hip flexor work we did the other day. As you inhale, start to pull your left knee into your chest. Exhale, gently release both arms to the ceiling. Inhale, gently extend that leg today. Fun. As you exhale, bend that leg. Inhale, bring your hand back to your knee, right hand back to the hip. Exhale, carry it to the side. Inhale, start to pull that knee in towards the armpit. Exhale, release the arms up. Here's the fun one. Inhale, straighten that leg. As you exhale, bend that leg. Inhale, hand comes to the knee. Exhale, bring it forward. Keep the knee bent this time. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, half moon. This transition. Start to open the body towards the left side of your mat. Reach your right fingertips down, left fingertips up. Try to keep the balance of the leg to torso so that you can land nice and smoothly. Make sure the right side is nice and long underneath you. Right leg is active, left leg is standing on an imaginary wall. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, warrior 2, as gently as you can. Bend that right leg. Left leg lands behind you. Good work, you guys. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Pivot the toes, so both sets of toes face the side of your mat. Bring your hands to the hips. Then inhale, find a little heart opener. A little back bend here. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, Prasarita. Now we have 3 breaths here in this Prasarita. And then I'm going to show you guys a little option for some arm balance prep today without actually getting into it. So for this first Prasarita, plant your hands wherever it feels good. Maybe that's around the ankles, maybe it's in your chaturanga shape. But 3 full breaths here. Now, if you're feeling like playing with some arm balance today, Start to walk your hands back under your face and find a flat back. If you know that this is not something you're going to want to do, hang out in that Prasarita, enjoy it. It's a great pose to hang out in. So, for this arm balance, we are going to start to toe heel our feet just a little closer to each other. Narrow the stance a little bit. Then walk the hands back behind your feet. You can start to bend the legs. This is totally fine to bend the legs. What we're working into eventually is called Tadasana. And it's a really fun looking arm balance that's hard, but today we're just going to find the first part of it. So when you walk your hands back, bend your legs a lot, and then start to bend your elbows like a chaturanga. From here, you're literally going to sit your hips back onto your triceps. And that's all you have to do today. You can play with that. It's a fun little hip opener. If you get there, you can try extending one leg, lower it down, maybe try extending the other leg, lower it down. And that's all we're doing today. So once you get a chance to try extending those legs, you're going to kind of toe heel those feet back under you a little bit, walk the hands forward, and straighten the legs. Once more, we're back in our Prasarita. Nice job, you guys. From here, inhale, find a gentle halfway lift. Now turn your left toes out slightly. We're exhaling into our Skandasana in the left leg. So bending into your left leg, drop the hips down nice and low. Bring the hands to heart center or to the floor. Remember that your foot can be planted with higher hips as well. Just take about 3 breaths here. Final breath. Now on our next inhale, we're going to move towards a low lunge at the front of our mat. So start to shift your weight towards the right, bending into that right leg, then eventually squaring yourself off so the hands frame the foot. As you inhale, shift your weight forward, lift your back leg to 90 degrees. Then as you exhale, standing split, drop the chest over the leg, let the forehead reach towards the shin, and start to lift your left leg to the ceiling. The hands walk back to kind of come in line with that right foot. Now today, if you want to add a little challenge, you can wrap your right hand around the back of your right ankle for a half bind. Wherever you are, we have 2 more full breaths. Keep tipping the weight towards your right toes. Gently release your bind if you have it. Everyone walks their hands forward slightly to inhale, bringing the leg down to 90 degrees. Now as you exhale, bend your right leg, tuck your left leg underneath you to set up for a seated twist. Nice, you guys. So right foot is planted on the outside of your left leg, right hand comes behind, left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Take an inhale, find some length, then exhale, start to spiral. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Final inhale. Exhale, gently release your twist. Take both hands to the left side of your body. Just a little counter pose, baby push up here. Gently come back up. Now from here, we're eventually finding a high plank. So the way we're gonna do that is start to shift your weight forward again, the way we got into it. So coming to that shin and right foot. Plant the hands, move through your low lunge. Step your right foot back as you inhale. Then exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. 3 full breaths here, Ujjayi or cleansing, because we have one side to go, so figure out what you need right now. Make sure you remind yourself of your intention as well, so really focus your mind again. Let go of that first side. And then on your next inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step through between the hands, low lunge. Then we inhale into our crescent lunge. Keep pressing that right heel forward. Exhale, come into your thunderbolt. Chest comes low, fingertips reach back. Remember, no weight of the belly onto the thigh. As you inhale, shift forward into your airplane. Start to straighten your left leg. Make sure the hips are square. Sometimes it feels easier to open the hips in this posture, but try to keep that right hip point towards the floor. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your left leg, right knee taps the left calf. Inhale, start to stand all the way up. One-legged Tadasana. I'm pivoting so I don't hit furniture. Now as you exhale, start to bring your right hand to your knee, left hand to the hip. Inhale, start to draw it into the chest, find that compression. Now keep the leg where it is. As you exhale, reach the arms up. Here's the fun part. Inhale, straighten that leg. Nice, guys. Exhale, bend that leg. Inhale, bring your hands back to the knee and hip. Exhale, carry it out to the side. Feel that glute engage. Inhale, draw the knee towards your armpit. Feel that compression in the side. Exhale, reach the arms high. Here's the most fun one. Inhale, straighten that leg. Keep squeezing your glute. Nice, guys. Exhale, bend that leg. Inhale, hands come back to that knee. Exhale, carry it forward. Now here's the fun one. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, half moon. Start to tip your body, opening it towards the side of your mat, trying to coordinate all your movement so that all your limbs arrive at the same time in your half moon. That is the hardest part of this. Make sure that your left side is stacking over right. Keep reaching the left fingertips down as the right fingertips reach up. One more inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Bend that leg, reach the right leg back, and land. Good job, you guys. That's all really hard. So straighten that leg, pivot your toes, setting up for a prasarita on our second side. We'll have the option to work into that arm balance again. So bring your hands to the hips. Inhale, open through the heart. Then exhale, fold forward over. Again, wherever you want to take your hands for your first 3 breaths here. So whether that's chaturanga arms, whether it's the outsides of the ankles, maybe it's binding behind your back, but just do what you need here. 2 more breaths. Now that you know what the arm balance is, if you know you don't want to do it, I encourage you taking your arms to a different place in your prasarita. So maybe changing them to the ankles. You can even bind behind your back and take a shoulder opener, whatever feels good. If you want to work into your arm balance again, remember we slightly narrow the stance in our legs. We walk the hands back a little bit as you start to bend the legs. Keep walking them back as you eventually find chaturanga in the arms. You guys get a great view for this side. Start to bend those elbows and sit the hips so low that your elbows create a shelf so that your hips and hamstrings rest on your triceps. From here, maybe you lift one foot, maybe lower. Maybe lift the other, maybe lower. You can play with that a couple times. When you feel like you are ready, you shift the weight back into your toes, walk the hands forward, straighten the legs, and let the head drop. From here, everybody brings their hands back under their face from wherever you were. Inhale, find a halfway lift. You can widen your legs if you need. We turn those right toes out slightly. And exhale, bend into your Skandasana. Right leg bends. Left leg is straight. And just take a few moments here, just matching whatever Skandasana you did on the first side. Deep inhales, deep exhales. You have about 2 more breaths. Now on our next inhale, we're moving towards the front of our mat. So inhale, start to bend both legs, shifting your weight forward, eventually finding your low lunge. Both hands frame the foot. Inhale, lift your back leg to 90 degrees, shifting the weight to the left leg. Exhale, standing split, drop the torso low. Lift that right leg up nice and high, forehead comes towards the shin. Maybe you work into your half bind, left hand around the back of the left ankle, and using that to pull yourself forward a little bit more. We have 2 breaths. Gently release your bind if you have it. Everyone starts to walk their hands forward slightly. Inhale, bring your leg to 90 degrees as you find a half lift in your chest. Then exhale, start to bend both legs. Right leg tucks underneath the left for our seated twist. Left hand comes behind us, right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, start to twist, gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Final inhale. And exhale, gently release, finding your counter pose, both hands plant on the other side. Little push up here. Now gently come back upright. Different transition this time. It's much nicer. We just extend the legs. So now we're to our seat, you guys. So setting up for Paschimottanasana. As always, squeeze the legs together, flex the feet, particularly the pinky toes, back towards your face. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, maintain the length in your spine and the engagement in your core as you fold forward. You have about 4 breaths here, so keep feeling the collarbone reaching towards the toes, the feet flexing back towards your face. One more full breath. One more deep inhale. Exhale, gently release, rolling back up through the spine. Bending both legs, working into our Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet come together, knees come open to the side, hands can come to the feet. As you inhale, find a nice long spine. Then exhale, maintain this length as you fold over the legs. And again, working to flat back on this one again. So we're reaching the collarbone towards the front of the mat, constant extension forward from the head. Elbows can press into the calves and press the knees down subsequently. Stay here for about 3 to 4 breaths. On your next inhale, keeping your flat back, try to come all the way back up. Then bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, draw them together, and take a moment to windshield wiper your legs, just rocking the knees one way then the other. Linger a little bit in your internal rotation on each side. Now today we're going to work into a reclined hero's pose. If this is one that ends up really killing your knees, I encourage you to make your way to your back eventually, but give this a go first, because you can also stay upright. I'm going to face at an angle for this again. So we're going to bend our left leg into our chest and then let it turn in so that the heel comes to the outside of the glutes. You can move your calf out of the way if that feels good. Now from here, once you have those legs established, you can either stay upright or you can start to walk your hands backward to come down to your forearms. As you do this, try not to let your right hip roll off the floor. Try to keep everything square. You should start to feel a stretch through that right quad. If you feel like you can go further safely and you're not getting any knee pain here, you can start to lower yourself all the way down to your back and maybe grab opposite elbows behind your head. But again, that's only if you're not feeling much in the first version, because that is perfectly enough. You do not need to make your way to your back. So whatever way feels good. But we have about 4 breaths here. Make sure you're breathing into the tight spots. On your exhales, release a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Now, if you are on your back, make sure you come up symmetrically. So you want to plant your forearms to the floor first, and then everyone presses through their hands to sit all the way up. Gently lean to the left, and then straighten your right leg out in front of you. And just take a moment to bop out the knees, shake it out, release the compression that you created in the knee joint. Then we get to do that on the other side. So bending your left leg in, turn in that leg. From here, you can move your calf to the outside to make room. And then from here, just start to gauge how far your body is going to allow you to go today. You never really want to push past your kind of point of no return for this posture. So come down to your forearms if it's comfortable. You might start to feel that quad stretch. You can stay right there. Or you can, as symmetrically as possible, start to lay all the way down on your back. Eventually, you might grab opposite elbows, but wherever you are, trying to keep close to equal weight on both hips. It's probably, your left hip is going to be a little bit off the ground, but we're trying not to roll all the way towards that right leg. Take about 3 more deep, slow breaths. If you're on your back, gently start to make your way back to your elbows. If you're on your elbows, gently let your hands come to the floor and press yourself all the way up. Lean over to the right to untuck that left leg. Then come back to the center and shake out the legs. Give them a little bop on the floor. And then from here, we're taking a slow roll to the back because I think our hip flexors have gotten enough work this week. So flex your toes back towards your face, reach your fingertips forward, start to articulate through the spine nice and slow. Keep the heels pressed into the mat. Eventually, when you reach your back, just draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. This can feel really good if your hip flexors are a little sore, just kind of circling the knees, creating a compression in the front of that hip. Now keep hold of your right leg, let your left leg extend long onto the mat, flex both feet, we're finding our wind reliever. So start to wrap your arms around that right knee, take an inhale. As you exhale, that knee comes down and around the rib cage as if you're pulling the knee into your armpit, creating that deep compression in your right hip and the side of your body. Try to keep your arms wrapped tightly around that leg, and on each exhale, you get to pull it in closer to you. So it is an active stretch here. There's that constant motion of drawing it in tighter. And check that your left side hasn't come off the mat. It's really common to let the left side roll a little bit, so anchor it back down again. Take about 2 more breaths here. Next, inhale, start to bring your leg back to the center of your body. Left hand comes to that knee, and exhale, bring the right leg across into your supine twist. You can bring your arms out to a capital T. If there's a leg variation that your body's asking for today, feel free to take it. Holding it here, your gaze can shift over if it feels good. Nice, you guys. You can close your eyes as well if that feels good. We're aiming for just the most relaxed state possible right now. One more full breath. Now gently bring your gaze back to center. Then your legs back to center. Bring both knees into your chest for a moment. Give yourself a little squeeze. Then keep your left leg drawn in. Right leg extends out onto the mat. Flex your feet nice and strong. Wrap your arms around the shin. Take an inhale here. Exhale, wind reliever on the left side. Start to bring the knee towards your armpit. Create that compression in the side of your body. Keep anchoring the right side down. Each exhale, you actively pull your leg in a little tighter. You have about 3 breaths. Take one more inhale. Start to bring your leg back to the middle. Right hand comes to the left knee. And exhale, carry the leg across the body, finding your supine twist. If you took a different leg variation on the first side, make sure you do it on this side. Gaze can shift over to the left shoulder is nice and heavy. And again, about 4 breaths here. You can close your eyes. Just let your body feel heavy, let your body feel relaxed. Then gently start to bring your gaze back to center, and then legs back to center. Working into a happy baby here. So grab on the outsides or insides of your feet, draw your knees down and around the rib cage. Give yourself a nice little stretch. You might straighten one leg and then the other. Make sure the tailbone's still really heavy. Take about 3 more breaths in this happy baby. Final breath. Now gently draw drawing your knees into your chest, grab a block if you have one nearby. We're taking one more little stretch before we find Shavasana. So gently lift your heart up and place your block underneath the back so that we're working into a heart opener here. So you want it to follow the length of your spine, usually at the second level of height, but if a different level feels better, feel free. Once you find it in kind of that right spot, you can start to drape your body back over the block and then find Supta Baddha Konasana in the legs. So soles of the feet come together, knees come open to the side. If you find that the second level is too high for you once you lay back, you can always switch the block to your first level of height. Let the arms release down by the sides and just let the eyes close. And just enjoy a minute or so in this heart opener as well as a hip opener, letting the whole front of your body expand and feel it melt over that block. So imagine you soften the front more and more on each exhale. The arms are really heavy. The knees are really heavy. The eyes are closed. Just use this as a chance to start to set the stage for your Shavasana. Start to let your breath move where it will. Let your mind clear if it started to feel a little cluttered throughout your practice. If any thoughts come into it, you can let them go. Let them just pass with an exhale. You have about 15 more deep, slow breaths here. Five more breaths. When you finish your fifth breath, you have two choices. You can start to extend your legs into Shavasana and keep your block there if you want to stay in a heart opener. Or if you want to take it into a classic Shavasana, just really gently lift up your heart, slide your block out, and then lay back down again. Once you establish your Shavasana, mentally and breath-wise, we should already be pretty close to the right state. So start to focus on your body. Let your eyes fall back into the sockets and let the jaw unclench. The tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And let the rest of your body just release. Imagine it becomes heavier, that the floor is sand, and that your body can sink deeper into it. And just enjoy a couple minutes here in this Shavasana. If you're feeling ready to start waking up, start by deepening your breath. Letting your inhales and exhales bring fresh energy into the body. Maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can let your head rock side to side. Maybe stretch your arms back behind you. Find a good morning stretch from your fingers down to your toes. And then draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Keeping your eyes closed, and in whatever way you want, just start to make your way to a seat. Try to keep your focus internal as you do so, letting go of any distractions. Once you arrive in your seat, bring your hands to heart center and allow your chin to bow. Just take a moment to thank yourself for doing something good for your mind and body for an hour out of your morning. The light within me meets, greets, and honors the light within all of you. Namaste. Great work this morning, you guys. I'm amazed that Zoom did not cut out on my end once during that class. I thought it was for sure going to.